What's the deal, y'all? It's your boy Urgi, back at it with another episode of the URG Podcast. Today, my special guest is myself. Doing something a little different today, We're going to just talk to the camera, and I got a lot of things I want to talk about, a lot of things I want to share. And we're just going to try something new, I feel like a lot of the conversations that I have with people are very insightful. And I learn a lot from those conversations, but I also learn a lot watching them back and going over the footage, watching the film like an athlete. When athletes used to play back the game, see what they did wrong, analyze the plays, analyze the opponents. But with the streaming and podcasting, there really isn't any opponent. It's just you got to watch yourself and see what you do right, what you like, and what you don't like. So today I'm here by myself. I'm going to be talking and chatting it up with y'all. Ha ha ha. Okay. There's a lot of things going on right now. There's a lot of cool things, exciting things happening in the world. One of the things that automatically sticks out to me the most that everybody seems to be tuned into is the World Cup. Isn't that amazing? Mexico's going crazy. The day that I'm filming this, we just won 3-0, so that should give y'all a timeline of where we at in life. And it's exciting, It's exciting to have sports. It's exciting to have international sports, You got to root for your country. Everybody that's talking smack about whatever country they from, when the World Cup is on, they just forget all of that. It's just like, all right, I love my country again. Let's go. Let's score a goal. You know what I found out last night? I'm not that invested in soccer, but it's fun to be a part of things, You just want to belong. Maybe you don't know any soccer players, but you just want to be at the watch parties. And that's okay. It's okay. It's okay to want to be a part of social interactions. It's okay to want to just participate in something you might not know 100 things about, but it's okay. So anyways, right now with everything that's going on, I'm Mexican. I'm from Mexico. And right now with the World Cup, there's a lot of Mexican pride going around. And I don't know if y'all seen when that Mexico-Korea game was happening, but man, them Mexicans was having a lot of fun with the Koreans, you know what I'm saying? They was teaching them bad words in Spanish. They was throwing them into the air. I don't know if you seen that. Quiere volar. Wait, what did they say? How did they say it? Quiere volar, quiere volar. I've been seeing these videos going around, right? Where the Mexicans just throw somebody up in the air. Like, and I'm not talking just, ooh, woohoo, yippee-yay. It's like, whoosh. Chucking them up in the air. A big toss-up. And the chant that you always hear is, quiere volar, quiere volar. Which means they want to fly. They want to fly. And the whole concept of that is kind of crazy. Like, how you going to tell someone what they want to do and then throw them up in the air against their will? That's crazy work. That's why I love Mexicans. We just really, really don't give a F. I'm trying to keep things a little more PG. I've also noticed, like, when I clip certain things and put it on social media, not that I can't cuss or not that I, it's against my brand to say bad words, but I just don't like it. I don't like it. And I do cuss a lot in my regular speak. Well, maybe not a lot, but a fair amount. I would say a fair amount. I'll let an F-bomb drop here and there. An SH word drop. You know what I mean? I might let it slip by every now and then. But it's just natural. Anyways, back to my point. It's amazing how Mexicans will just, they take free will to the max. So now when this Korea-Mexico game was happening, there was a whole bunch of people just, interacting. And you know what? I had a premonition that Mexicans and Asians would get along, because when I seen Bruno singing in Spanish, I was like, okay, yeah. There's a connection here. Filipinos, they call them the Mexican of the Asians. And I love Filipino people. They're amazing. But I feel like seeing this and the interactions between Koreans in Mexico, Koreans and Mexicans in LA, Mexicans in Korea, it's cool to see, you know. We get along well. We're cut from a similar cloth. Them Koreans, they were funny. We're getting to say all types of crazy things. That's the thing about Mexicans. If a Mexican tries to teach you something in Spanish, just know that they're lying or they're teaching you some off the wall. Some off the wall. You know? No Mexican is ever going to voluntarily teach you proper Spanish. I'm going to tell you this right now. There ain't no Mexican out there that's going to teach you how to properly ask for something, you know, without slipping in a few little sneaky transactions in there, you know. It's just the way of the people. It's like a Mexican tradition almost, you know. You just got to teach somebody who doesn't know Spanish something crazy. But if you think about it, if you really think about it, it's like you're looking out for them. Because then they go out into the world, into Mexico, and they start saying these crazy words, these crazy phrases or whatever. And then the Mexicans are like, they already know what's up. Like, oh, yeah, somebody just taught you some crazy things. And then they go along with it, you know? Oh, man, it's hilarious. But yeah, the World Cup has been a lot of fun. Been to a couple little watch parties. We did one at the house the other day. We had some Wood Ranch, not a sponsor. And man, nothing like watching a Mexican game with American food. It's a great combination. It's total freedom. It's what immigrants were really designed to do in this country, you know? Just make combinations of things. If you think about it, an immigrant really is a combination. Combination of someone born in a certain place that is living and residing and culturally interacting with a different place. It creates something different. It creates a little combination. You know what I mean? A Mexican swirl. Working here at the studio, I miss a lot of the games. You know, there's a lot of times where I'm recording and I'm like, oh, I really wish I could go watch this game. But when duty calls, duty calls. And when you got to work, when there's songs to be made, that's obviously the priority. There's nothing more important to me in this world than, you know, creating and helping others create. And especially with this business that I operate, it's something I take a lot of pride in. And it always feels a little bit weird, you know, kind of throwing on a football game or a UFC fight or like a basketball game or something during a session, especially if it's just me and the artist, you know? Like if there's other people in the studio or whatever, all right, yeah, they could watch the game. They could just zone out of the music. They're not really involved anyways. So watch, you know, I'm gonna watch Mbappe take over. I've been seeing this thing about Mbappe being a dictator and like him just being super controlling and taking over things. And I don't know how valid that is, but I've been seeing some funny videos of that and you know, dictator Mbappe. So if you got some people in the session that want to watch dictator Mbappe, that's cool too. That's not a problem. Just let them watch it. But if it's just me and the artist, right? Or just the artist and I. Let's speak with proper English today. If it's just the artist and I in the studio working on a song, it feels weird. It feels weird if I throw anything on because it's like am I really locked in? Which of course I am. Of course I can. My focus is going to be on the music. And, you know, if I can occasionally just catch a little glance at hit one of these on them, and just check the score every now and then, you know, then that makes my time go by a little bit quicker, especially if it's a long session. But if it's a 2-hour session, like, come on. Yeah, we'll just knock it out. The other day, during the UFC, whatever it was, the one at the White House, I had a 11-hour session. We was in here with my client. I'm not gonna put him on blast. But I was with my client, right? With this artist I'm working with, really dope individual, really talented guy, and I threw the fight on. He's like, "Oh, what is this?" I was like, oh, it's like the UFC thing, whatever. It was more of a relaxed session, There was riding, and there was some distractions, There, we'll get into that session. Okay. Anyways, I throw the fight on, throw it on the TV. I'm like, all right, I got the fight for free. I don't gotta pay for it right now, and might as well. And he asked me, hey, who's fighting? Who's like the main card or whatever? And I was like, oh, it's this dude, Ilya. And then this other dude, Gaethje. Right? And I don't know too much about sports in general. The only sport I really follow was football. And even with football, I only know about the Baltimore Ravens. And that's about it. Don't ask me nothing about no other team. About, which coach is going to which whatever. What type of leather they're using on the footballs now, you know what I mean? The PSI pressure that they got, that is politically correct to have in a football. Don't ask me about none of that, right? So boom, the artist I'm working with, he's like, oh, so Iliad and Gaethje, right? So tell me about it. Like, who you got? Who do you think is gonna win? And I was like, well, the boy Iliad has been on a streak. I know that much. And I don't know too much about Justin Gaethje. I know he's a beast. I know he's really good. But he is a little bit older. So who knows? He's like, F it, man. See, I almost said it and I caught myself. Hello. Thank you. He's like, F it, man. He calls up somebody. He's like, hey, bro, go to the account and put $1,000 on Eli. Tapura. Put on Tapura. And I was like, well, it's not really, I don't even know how to say the name. So I didn't even know how to correct him. I'm like, I don't know how to say it, but I know that's incorrect. Right? He's like, put 1,000 on Tapura. And the dude was like, what? And then he was like, well, it don't really pay you out because he's favored, There's just like no point. And then he was like, all right, put 100 on the white boy. Oh. No, man, if you saw that fight, old white boy held that thing down in front of the orange. The white boy held it down in front of the orange dude. Anyways, it was nice. It's nice having sports and sporting events on. And it's nice knowing and being a part of it and seeing it live. There's something different about seeing things live compared to a playback. Like, even if you don't know the results, even if you don't know who won, it's not the same. It's not the same as seeing it live. How could it be? You're not in that. You're not tapped into the universe. It's like it's a moment. It creates a moment. You know when a good song, you hear a good song and it creates a memory for you. And it's like every time you hear that song, maybe not every time, but yeah, fuck it. And it's like every time you hear that song, you're just like, oh yeah, it reminds you of a bridge or like an apple tree or like a tamale or something. Yeah, I have a couple songs that remind me of tamales. And I think it's the same for watching live sporting events. You remember where you were when I remember exactly where I was when Kendrick performed at the halftime Super Bowl. Come on. I remember watching that. I remember being like, oh, he did the song. He's not going to do it. He did the song. And just seeing that live was like I don't even remember the performance per se. I mean, I do, but that's the least important thing. What I do remember is watching it live. I don't remember the combination that Justin Gaethje hit on Tapura, but I remember being in the studio and everybody going outside to do something else, and me and one other dude just staying in here and being like, oh, he got punched in the face. But anyways, it's nice. It's nice having sports. It's nice, watching sports during sessions, I guess. That sounded crazy. I don't be watching sports during sessions. But it's nice having it on the TV and catching one of the, oh, yeah, check the score real quick. That's always good. And it's also nice to pretend to really just like sports and to just, know a lot about it. Because even if you don't, you can always pretend you do, you know? You can always just throw words out there until somebody, says something. Oh, yeah, the right hook, downwind super kick was crazy. Y'all see that? Oh, wait, what are you talking about? Oh, y'all didn't see that? Oh, wait, what about, what about that referee, though? Did you see that referee? Dang, that referee was doing too much. You can always just say a referee was doing too much. That's always a good thing to say if you don't know anything about sports. Oh, yeah, that referee he was blind. There's someone paid that guy off. That's another class. Oh, someone paid. You see that thing was rigged. Oh, it was rigged. Whenever there's an upset, that's a go-to line that you can go to. That no one's ever. It's a conversation starter. People might question it. People might not. Oh yeah, it was rigged. What? Why do you think that? Oh, bro, you didn't see this? Oh, you didn't see? Whoa. No, yeah, no, it was rigged. There's a power in faking it till you make it. I've had whole conversations with people. I didn't know what I was talking about, but I just said it with such confidence that it just led to a good time, a good conversation. Maybe this person introduced me to someone else just because they thought I knew about something, and the whole time I was just lying. And then I wonder. It makes me think. I be thinking sometimes. It makes me think. Do people ever just make things up and then just go with it until the whole world believes it and then it becomes a fact? So what is facts? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's real and what's fake. But it's nice to pretend. It's nice to belong. It's nice to be a part of those moments. I think that's really what I'm trying to say. It feels good to be a part of something, right? Been happening. So let me tell you guys a little bit about that session. When we were watching the UFC fight, it was an 11-hour session. 5 p.m. till about 3 a.m., almost 4 a.m., right? And, when you have those long sessions, and I'm not talking 4 hours, 6 hours, when you go in 8 hours plus, once you hit that 8th hour, it's just like, it's almost like you enter into the Twilight Zone or something. It's like everything changes. It gets dark out. Different people come into the room. Some people leave. So sometimes you'll start a session, someone will book it, and then by the end of the session, that person won't even be there no more. And the past 3 hours, you're recording with someone that you don't even know their name. And it's just like, dang, like, is it too late to ask what this person's name is? Like, we've already made 6 songs together, and I don't even know what to call this dude. I'm just like, hey, bro. It's all bad. So those long sessions, you need to just be ultra aware, ultra focused. Things start changing. It's like the colors of the lights start changing colors. It's like I don't even have colored lights in here. It's just a standard light bulb. How did it turn purple? What's going on? Certain smells start to come through. People eat. People get hungry. People leave. There's often a lot of drugs involved, alcohol. Not always. But if you're recording songs past 1 a.m. sober, you're different. You're built different. I've only been in sessions that go that late when people are there's some wires crossed. You're not built the same. And sometimes that allows for great music, I find that the craziest people often make the most creative stuff. Because what is crazy? Crazy is just something that's just out of the ordinary. And I feel like with music, that's kind of what sticks out, That's the thing that people gravitates toward is things that, you've never heard before. Maybe you haven't experienced before. And that's a beautiful thing. And being different is crucial. But yeah, no, those long late night sessions, whoo, you gotta have the yerbas on standby. You can't do a super long session without a few yearbas on standby. It's like, why would you even do that to yourself? Coffee, you gotta have a coffee, a Monster, a Red Bull. You gotta get some wings. You gotta be flying through those late night hours. If you're trying to do those last hour, if you're trying to do a session from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. without wings, good luck. Good luck. Speaking of people that were different, people who was just, their brain wasn't wired the same as a regular person. We lost a musician recently, Oliver Tree, rest in peace. I remember the first time I heard him, it was that Alien song. I came down to Earth from 100 million miles. I don't know the lyrics too well. But, when I first heard him, I remember thinking to myself, who is this guy? And I remember I didn't even, it was a TikTok. I must have found him on TikTok. And it was some weird video, and it was just like there's, in my head, this was my initial thought. There's no way that this guy is doing it at this level. Because I was just like, this is just so random. I didn't get it. I really didn't get it. But I liked the song. I kept saying, I came down to earth. Na, na, da, na, na, whatever. And then I was like, all right, well, let me check this guy out, right? This guy's weird. My initial thought of his appearance was I was pretty judgmental. I will say that. It's something I'm working on. And I was like, wow, this guy is either a freaking genius, or there are some people that are exploiting him right now, right? Those were my two thoughts, because I was like, there's no way that someone is making music this good, number one, and putting together such crazy, off-the-wall visuals and doing these types of things that he was doing online, right? And then, I was following him a little bit, and I was seeing all the crazy stuff he would do, like dressing up, all the times he would dress up or just paint his face. He did an interview dressed up as Elmo. He did an interview dressed up as the Avatar, the blue Avatars, the James Cameron one. And it was just so random, and it was hilarious. It was just like who would even number one think of something like this, and who would even have the guts and the balls to go do it? And that was Oliver Tree. And I think that was a testament of, just understanding social norms and knowing how to break them, and the power that has as artists. It's incredible when you can take someone out of that regular, scroll. A lot of people are just scrolling. They might find a song that they like. Oh yeah, Drake dropped an album. We'll listen to it, whatever. But to do something that's just makes people stop and be like, oh, what the heck? What is this? And it makes you think about it. It makes you process that. I think that is a very, very powerful thing you can do. And I think that's something that Oliver Tree did incredibly. He knew how to use the social medias. Not even how to use social medias. He knew how to exist in this world where everybody is so regular, and even the crazy people follow this what a standard crazy is. I don't know if that makes any sense. But there's regular people, then there's people that are off the walls, and then there's really people that are different, because you could be off the walls but still be regular. Some people that are, I feel like I sound like Morty from Rick and Morty sometimes when I talk, and I don't like that. I'm trying to stutter less. Just say what I need to say. Anyways, I feel like there are people that are different in this world. And the people that are really different and understand that about themselves and just don't care. They know how to have fun. They know how to experience life in a way that others don't experience it. In a way that's more free. In a way that you're conscious of how the things that you do are interpreted and viewed by others. Yeah. What else? What else we got going on in the world today? Right now, another big thing that just happened recently was Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth to everybody. Um, I celebrated Juneteenth pretty well this year, I would say. I went to a Chance the Rapper concert on Juneteenth at the Hollywood Bowl, and boy, did I have a time. I had a good old time. I went with my buddy Jay Calipe. Shout out to Jay. And what's crazy is one of the first concerts that I ever went to, and I think Jay ever went to, was a Chance the Rapper concert. Back in the day, had to have been 2015. I want to say 2015. Over 10 years ago now. That's crazy. And it was a great time. At that time, if you were listening to Chance, it was a moment. If you were in high school when acid rap came out, it was just so cool, you know. So fast forward 10 years later, I link up with my boy Jay. We go to the Chance show at the Hollywood Bowl for Juneteenth, special Juneteenth celebration. And wow, it was amazing. Great show. Great environment. Everyone there was there to have a good time, dance, sing. It was amazing. Celebrate black people. Celebrate Juneteenth. You know, talk about certain conversations and certain topics that need to be addressed and should be addressed. One of the openers was Vic Mensa. And I ain't gonna lie, I was not looking forward to it. Nothing against Vic Mensa. I actually like Vic Mensa, and I used at that time, in 2015, I was listening to that whole circle of people, Vic Mensa, like all those artists, BJ the Chicago Kid, Rhapsody, No Name, Pro Era, like that whole generation of rappers that were doing it at that time like that. That's what I was listening to. And I was just not excited for it because I was just like, he's going to come out with the oranges. He's going to be talking all this political stuff. And I came here to have a good time, you know. I came here to celebrate. I came here to let loose. I came here to, you know, experience something cool. And you know what? Vic came through. He did his songs. He did his classics. He brought out Rhapsody, which was really cool. He definitely was eating an orange, which I get it. Hey, you got to do your branding. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. And he was talking a lot about, you know, Juneteenth. Talking about black people. Talking about, you know, the terrible crimes and hardships and, you know, mistreatment that has happened in this country towards black people. He also talked about Gaza, and he talked about, you know, Palestine and all that crazy, terrible things that's happening out there in the world today, which is okay. You know what? It didn't seem preachy. It didn't seem like, okay, this guy is trying to push a certain message or narrative. And even though he was, it just felt like he was just sharing the information that was important to him, which I respect that. And actually, I appreciate that. And not that I'm against those type of conversations, or not that I don't think we should be having those conversations. I just think that there's a time and a place, and I had not experienced anything like that to that scale, to where you can have that conversation and talk about those topics and still have a good time and still, you know, turn up and still connect with people and do everything you need to do. So that was really cool to see and cool to listen to and cool to experience. And shout out Vic, he did his thing, right? Then they brought out DJ D Nice on him. DJ D Nice was going crazy. I had never seen a DJ perform with a full band and choir before. That was really cool. He had the drummer on stage. He had the keyboard pianist. He had the pianist on stage. And then he brought out a full choir, and they was doing all types of jams, They started off with the the Michael Jacksons, the classics, things you could dance to, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Who doesn't? Do you remember? Those songs are always good to listen to. And for the Juneteenth celebration, of course. And then he brought out the choir, and then they took us to church. They started doing some Kirk Franklin. They started doing all type of jams. Half of the songs I haven't even heard before. And I had a great time. I was dancing. Hey, 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 hey. I was doing all that. And then he went crazy. We killed a bottle of wine because apparently at the Hollywood Bowl, they don't sell any hard liquor. All they sell is beer and wine, which is cool. I could get behind. But the other thing, okay, look, check this out. If you're ever going to the Hollywood Bowl, you could bring in your own stuff. People had coolers, and they was bringing in the coolers. They was pulling out sandwiches. I saw this one dude had a pulled pork sandwich. Some dude, they was bringing out bottles of wine. They had all types of stuff. I was like, you could just bring this stuff in? What? I didn't get that email. And they was bringing, some dude had a whole freaking a portable grill out there. He was grilling up some hibachi at the Chance show. I was like, wow, this is crazy. This is crazy work. If I would have known, I would have brought my whole damn kitchen. I would have brought at least a peanut butter jelly sandwich or something, But we got a pretzel. That was nice. DJ D Nice went crazy. Went absolutely crazy. And then Chance came out. Killed it. Did a bunch of his old songs. Did a lot more of his new songs. And it was cool. He said, put this gun in your purse. Put this gun in your purse. Hey, that song was fire. I don't know if I really ever paid attention to that song. But he said, put this gun in your purse. Hey, sometimes things get bad. Hey, sometimes it'll get worse. Ooh, I was like, okay, put this gun in your purse, okay. Yeah, we was going crazy. Chance did his thing. My homie Jay was singing every song. Even the songs he didn't know, he was singing them. Hey, hey, hey. It's all about the vibes that you bring, If you go to a concert and you don't sing anything, then you're boring, Even if you don't know the words, just start making up words and start singing loud. Like, what are the people going to do? Oh, you got to stop singing. Like, what? This is a concert. What are we doing here? We came here to have a good time and sing. and then Chance said, "Oh, put your gun in your purse." Hey, put that gun in your purse. Oh man, good time. Another Juneteenth celebration that I did was I went out to Two Biscuit Records. They hosted an event up in the hills, out there in Hollywood, and man, they really did their thing with that. Shout out to Two Biscuits. Shout out Jack. Shout out Lisa. Shout out Maya. Shout out the whole team. The whole team out there doing their thing. It was cool. We was up in the hills. We had this backyard boogie. They had the pool going. They was cooking up some smash burgers. I'm like, dang, this is some LA shit right here. They making smash burgers with the view of LA and everything. This is crazy. And then, boom, they were celebrating. They had performers. They had the food and whatnot set up. They had the bars and the drinks going. They had games. They had Connect 4. I played a couple games of Connect 4. I ain't gonna lie. And then I did win a couple games of Connect 4. Maybe I lost one. But maybe that one that I lost, the loss was more important than the win, if you feel me. Lock in, twin. Lock in. Sometimes you gotta lose to win. That's game. Anyways, they had a great turnout, great show. A lot of the performers were spectacular. They had great singers, rappers, musicians, all types of artists, and it was a good time. We went out to celebrate the homegirl's birthday too. It was the first pool party I've ever been to in LA where people were actually swimming. I was like, wow, yeah, people know how to use a pool. Every single pool party I go to, excuse me, people just staring at it like they just looking at the water with, nice. You think it's cold? No one ever goes in. Why? If it's a pool, all right, granted, I didn't go in, but I wasn't expecting anybody to go in. But people should. If it's a pool party, go in the pool. Bring a swimming trunk. Bring a towel. Have a good time. I wish I brought my swimming trunks. I just thought I was going to be the only one in the pool. I didn't want to be that guy. But if I known everybody was getting in the pool, I would have brought my swimming trunks. I should have brought them. You know what? Here's a pro tip. Anytime you go to a pool party, bring your swimming trunks and just leave it in the car just in case. You don't have to wear them. You don't have to go in the pool. But then you have the option. You always want to be able to do it. You don't want to just have to not do it. So it was good. They was whipping up the burgers. Oh, man, they was whipping up them smash burgers. They had it going on. You know what? And I think I need to be at more of those type of events. Some bouginess. I like, what I've learned? I like things that are a little bougie. It's okay. I like things that are a little ghetto too. I could get into some ratchet shit. Oh, ratchet shiz. I could get into some ratchet shiz. It's not a problem with me. In fact, I actually quite enjoy some ratchet music. Or just ratchet events. But some bougies, man, it's just nice. It's just nice to be at some, spend a little money. It's okay. That's why we work hard. All right, what else we got up in here? You ever just do some crazy stuff when you don't know what to talk about? All right, so here's something I wanted to get into, right? The new Fenix Flexin song. Wow. Let's jump into it. Was it AI? Yes, I believe so. Now, he has been denying that there was AI usage. Actually, I don't even know if he denied. He just said that it wasn't AI. He was just like, oh, I just use auto-tune. It's like, come on, bro. What? What does that even mean? Let me break things down for the people that don't know. Auto-tune, number one, is not AI. I've seen a lot of people just taking up that allegation, being like, oh, auto-tune is AI. Everybody's using auto-tune. Everybody's using AI. That's wrong. That's 100% wrong. Right? Let me explain to you how auto-tune works. And this is very helpful for artists out there that, oh yeah, I sing in G minor. No, you don't. You got to sing in whatever key the song is in or whatever that moment requires, right? The way auto-tune works is it recognizes your voice. Anytime you speak, me speaking right now, there's a tone to it. There's a vibrational frequency that is being projected, and that determines that tone and determines how you hear it, how it hits your eardrums, right? Within music, there's things called scales. Scales, keys of a song, right? Determine which notes can combine for the best combinations according to different movements within the music, right? So let's say you're singing in the scale of C major, right? You're going to sing notes that are in that C major, right? And usually all of those notes will work well together. Now, there's other notes that you will not be using in the C major scale. That doesn't mean that those notes are bad, but just naturally, it doesn't harmonize as well with the notes in that C major and the movements that happen when you're playing in that scale, right? Each of those notes have certain frequencies that auto-tune plugins can recognize. So when you sing, what it's doing is it's listening to your voice, it's analyzing which frequencies your voice is projecting, and it's snapping it or moving it to the closest relative frequency within the scale of whatever you're telling it to do. So if your song is in C major, you set your auto-tune to C major, and you sing a note that's not in C major, it'll just move it up or down to that closest note. There's no AI involved. Absolutely no AI on auto-tune. In fact, auto-tune has probably been around since before AI. It's not using other people's work or things on the internet to do its job. Essentially, that's how you know it's not AI. Right? Fenix Flexin, for that song, the way that he was singing on that, let me tell you something. I worked with a lot of rappers, right? A lot of rappers. And now there's melodic rappers. There's non-melodic rappers. There's singing rappers. There's rappers who don't sing. And let me tell you something. I've heard Shoreline Mafia. I've heard Fenix Flexin. I've heard that whole clique of music and what they were doing. And unless he took singing lessons, there's no way he sang that. There's absolutely no way he was singing it like that. Like, auto-tune could get you close to that, but you still have to sing it like that. Like, auto-tune doesn't change your tone, your inflection, your just the way that you're holding notes. Like, auto-tune doesn't do none of that. It don't do none of that. And anybody who's used Suno, they already know. Like, you take... Here's what I think happened. He made the song. He recorded it. I think there is a version out there that he recorded with auto-tune that was used. You know? That they wrote the lyrics down. Maybe they didn't use AI to write the lyrics. Whatever. It's irrelevant. Doesn't matter. However they wrote the lyrics, he recorded it. Boom. He might have even got it produced. He might have even got it produced in that style. But then they threw it in a Suno, and they said, "Hey, Suno, make this sound crazy. Make this a hit." And did Suno deliver? I'm telling you, Suno did his thing. Suno did his thing-a-lang. But yeah, a lot of crazy things going on in the world. You know, that boy Fenix, he got a hit. He got a hit, and whether it was AI or not, he got one. And you know what? I ain't mad at it. Just use that momentum. Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. But don't lie to people, man. If you're using AI, say it. Why not? Don't be ashamed of it. If you're using AI and then you lying about it, that means that there's some shame to it. That means that you have some integrity and you sacrifice your integrity to make money. Essentially, that's what it is. And that's not cool. You shouldn't sacrifice who you are as a person or your integrity to make any type of money, to do anything in this world. Don't lose that. Y'all were making hits before the AI, so now you need AI to make a hit. All right. But if it's not AI, hey, more power to you, and keep using all of that momentum that the internet is giving you for that. But yeah, I'm going to try to do some more of these podcasts more often. You know, the Dolo sessions. It's always nice. It's always nice to talk to y'all and catch up with y'all. You know, things have been pretty good here at the studio. Thank God. I've been lucky enough to be busy and staying working with new clients, new artists, new bands, new projects, different things, different videos that we're going to be doing, different setups. You know, we're doing live streams on our YouTube. We're going to start live streaming on our TikTok, so make sure to tune in for that. And yeah, we're going to be doing all types of fun stuff. So I appreciate y'all, and I want to thank y'all. Like, if you're watching this video, you made it to the end of this video, you listening to me yap, thank you. Thank you. I wouldn't be able to do what I do without y'all support. And without, you know, having someone to talk to. I know I'm talking to a camera, but I know that there are people out there listening, and it's nice to talk to y'all. It's nice to interact with y'all. I welcome y'all to the URG studios, and I welcome y'all to this channel and this platform that we're building, because, you know, I wouldn't be nothing without y'all. So it's great to be on this journey together, and we're going to be doing a lot more stuff. So if you like this, make sure to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, I'll catch y'all on the next one.